Hello class, welcome to chapter or unit 7, social media communities and targeting advertising. Our agenda for this lecture, we're going to have an overview of social media, look at the power of communities, the 3 elements of social media, and why social media for marketing, leading social networks, Facebook and everyone else, marketing in social media, and which network is the right network. Social media advertising considerations, social media privacy considerations, and then social media where to engage. Some key terms that we're going to be looking at: social media marketing, which is the digital mapping of our real world connections. It consists of 3 elements: a portal, user-generated content, and the social graph. Then we're going to look at communities, user-generated content, interest graph, Facebook audience insights, and purchase intent. So social media is the use of web-based and mobile technologies to turn communication into interactive dialogue. It's a group of internet-based applications which allows the creation and exchange of user-generated content. And then the digital mapping of our real-world connections. So the basics of social media are something students understand as consumers, but it's important they understand the mechanics as well. Some define the social web as the 2-way communication it generates compared to the 1-way communication of a broadcast media. Others base their definition on the online technologies that enable this communication. Here is Social Media Explained, an app for everyone. So if you look at this picture, they have what each of these would mean if you were to talk about maybe a donut. So at Twitter, it's like your messages would sound like, I'm eating a #donut. On Facebook, I like donuts. Foursquare, showing you where you're at. This is where I eat donuts. Instagram, all of you know that is for photos and videos, short videos. Here's a vintage photo of my donut. On YouTube, here I am eating a donut. LinkedIn, my skills include donut eating. Pinterest, here's a donut recipe. Last.fm, now listening to donuts. And then G+, I'm a Google employee who eats donuts. So that's just a fun little picture explaining each of the apps on social media. The power of communities. Social media is a digital tool making relationship management more efficient. So this is just showing you a different images depicting the social media apps. How do you define social media? So Mark Zuckerberg, a CEO and founder of Facebook, defines social media as the digital mapping of our real world connections. The 3 elements of social media include a portal to get information, user-generated content that fills the portal with media and information to consume, social graph, the filter through which content is placed. So to more clearly define each of the 3 elements, we have the portal. This is a website that provides information from diverse sources in a unified way. In the 1990s, search engine sites turned into portals as they added increasing functionality and content. Then we have our user-generated content. This is non-professional media created and released by internet users. UGC has become a dominant media type in the past 5 years thanks to the growing availability of high-speed internet access and search technology. So since this slideshow is about oh almost 10 years old or over 5 years old, so this would be most likely 10 years old. So the information, we all know that UGC has become a lot more complex, and it's not it's not it's not hard to create. Everybody is creating content. A social graph is a term that rose to notoriety as a key driver of social network Facebook. This explains how sharing and publicizing our relationship with others online helps us build larger, more connected communities with similar interests and or values. So Google and search engines with their algorithms for relevance were the second way, then the social graph powers the third way, filtering information by using our social connections, reflecting our own preferences to determine relevance and importance. And it has even gotten uh, more connected. It has become more connected with not only providing a community in each of the separate social media apps, it has provided a way for those connections and your connections throughout your social media apps to show businesses just how they can effectively target their market. Social graphs. The social graph maps our direct and indirect connections to foster social graph growth. Applications like photos and events are examples that leverage the network effects of members, interconnected social graphs. Companies and advertisers seek to use the social graph on networks such as Facebook and Twitter, now known as X, as a non-invasive way to organically spread their brand message, like I just said. So businesses are looking out your connections throughout not just Facebook and X to find how they can effectively target their market and to see if they're actually targeting the people that they want to target, and maybe even create a way to market their products to a new demographic, a new group of consumers. So this is an example of social graphs, the pattern of social relationship between people. There's the indirect relationship, and then there's your direct relationships to people. This is you. So you could be connected to 3 people, but these 3 people are also connected to others who are eventually connected to others as well. So it's just a big, huge map that goes from the beginning, you, all the way to maybe hundreds and hundreds of other consumers with the similar interests that you have. Social media marketing, social media for marketing. It is important to marketers for a few key reasons, but the main one is that this is simply where people are spending so much of their time. Marketers need to go where their customers are, coupled with so much more personal detail, aka data, for targeting. It's a great channel for finding and attracting new consumers. So, social is huge. This is from 2018. How people spend time on the internet. Look at this graph and think about it. If you were to flash forward to 6 years ahead, which is 2024, right? Think about what changes would you see in all of these applications. Do 2.4 million people still utilize Snapchat, or are there more than that? If you look down here at Twitter/X, does that represent the current amount of users? So this is your first extra credit question. If you flash forward from 2018 on this wheel of social media apps, make some examples of how they have changed over those 6 years. So we'll say Snapchat and then search. How many estimated users are there on Snapchat? How many estimated users are there on X? And then go ahead and send me the answers in an email. And remember, title, of course, your subject should say extra credit, chapter, or unit 7. Active social platforms globally by users. So this is just showing you in 2018 how many users were utilizing which apps. And as you can see, some of these are no longer used. Some of them are actually used overseas or in other countries. Social media, the marketing funnel. The old familiar version of the marketing funnel relied on mass media to spread the word through reach and frequency. The new world has so much of commercial intent, beginning with asking your network of friends. So this is our old broadcast. We have TV, radio, outdoor equals billboards or signs. Then we have the direct mail, catalogs, brochures, product test and comparison. Maybe your samples that come in the mail of like, oh, try this detergent soap. They used to send little packages and you could try it. An in-store purchase, and then of course reward points. Now, new customer networks includes search buzz blogs, online research, user reviews, and I know all of you utilize research and reviews. Second extra credit question. How do you rate the reviews when you're looking at a product? When you're looking at a product and you say, oh, I'm going to look for what others think of it. What are the types of comments that you would review that you feel that are valid to you as a consumer? So let's example. If you're going on Amazon and you want to buy a pair of shoes, you want to make sure these shoes like fit well. What is the material that they use? When you go on to the reviews, are you just looking if it says 4 stars and then you're good, you're going to purchase that? What are the criteria that make you think a review is valid? And that's your second extra credit questions. What criteria in an online review do you use to decide that that review is valid and would drive you towards a purchase? And of course, moving forward, we have our social networks, YouTube, local search. Then we have group discounts, purchasing online or in store or on your mobile device, friending, and then reviews, links, likes, social buzz. So social network spending grows. In 2017, US marketers spent nearly $24 billion on social network. It has gone up right now. Facebook captured the majority of the spend. Social spending is rising globally too. So Facebook may have captured it in 2017, but flash forward 7 years, we know that not only Facebook is taking over. We have TikTok, we have IG, and we have other various social networks. Even YouTube has become more popular than it was in 2017. Marketing and social media. Many brands report significant revenue from their investment in social media. KLM uses social media to support its 3 pillars: service, brand and reputation, and commerce. So this is a Twitter/X description of Royal Dutch Airlines, KLM. And it shows like this is the official account, and anything posted by Royal Dutch Airlines at KLM would be verified that this is actually the airlines, and whatever they post is a response from the actual airline. So whoever is posting this material has to be very careful what they are posting out because it reflects on the company itself. More money for social-based ads should not overlook the enormous growth of content marketing. So more and more dollars are moving to both paid advertising as well as content in social channels. And we know one of the social media apps is missing, and this may have gone down because lately, only if you're it shows in recent research and studies that a lot of the people that are using Facebook are not of the age which many of you college students are at right now. Most of the generations that use Facebook are either in the Gen X or millennial and above. But Gen Zs are more geared towards either IG or TikTok or even other types of apps such as Twitch, all of the other apps that are more interactive and cater to that generation. Facebook dominates advertising. It's bringing the world closer together. This is the stats from 2017. Your third extra credit question is, what app is currently dominating advertising today in 2024? So your third extra credit question is, what social media app is dominating advertising today in 2024? This is just a graph of showing Facebook users that were active in June 2017. And as you can see, it grew. And throughout 2010 to 2017, it took a really huge spike. Showing Instagram user activity, as you can see. So some of the Facebook advertising challenges that were shown during 2017/2018. Client starting a new business wants to test market, launches a new social adventure travel service, creates a campaign test to 50,000 potential customers to see how well it does, and then targets young single people. So the challenge became, use Facebook targeting to find parameters that get you closest to 50,000, create an ad first, but do not spend time fine-tuning. Facebook dominates social spend. We already know that during 2017/2018, Facebook was dominating the mobile ads and also social media spend. Right now, they have Facebook Marketplace. So our fourth extra credit question, which app do you use that influences your purchasing patterns? Do you use Facebook Marketplace? Do you see the ads when you're scrolling through your TikTok videos? And then do you see an ad and does that influence your purchasing patterns? Or does social media and it's in the ads that come through, you're scrolling up through all those photos, does that cause you to purchase something? LinkedIn for professionals. LinkedIn does not have revenue and reach of Facebook, but its huge professional audience proves it to be a valuable channel for marketing outreach. Simply measured program for professional contacts and LinkedIn matched audiences provide opportunities to target and retarget people and measure ad effectiveness by professional interest, industry, and position. SlideShare, a great platform for sharing content, white papers, presentations, tools, resources to develop and nurture leads. Essential in broad-based corporate marketing. Potential stakeholders, customers, recruits will research a company on LinkedIn. An advice to all of you students and also those of you that are already in the work field, it is very important that you create a LinkedIn profile. This is not a profile that is similar to Instagram or Facebook. This is a more professional profile. And as you create this profile, you will only enter professional information into this app. The good thing about this, and the reason why I suggest that you do it, is because right now we're in the age of networking. You find out about job opportunities or potential, let's say, professional opportunities through LinkedIn. You can connect with human resources of a corporation that you may be looking forward to apply to. You can even look up deans and professors or even the human resources or CEOs of colleges or of corporations, I'm sorry, but deans and professors of colleges. This platform can provide you with a foundation for you to begin networking with professionals and then utilize that network of professionals for your future endeavors or your future opportunities. There are a lot of people now that are on there that can easily help you maybe send a word to the leadership of a company and get you in for an interview. Or they can provide you with some suggestions or advice on the best way to apply or interview with a specific organization. And one thing to remember when you sign up for LinkedIn, that what you put on there and who you add to your network, those people are going to see whatever you put on there. This is not something that you can put that you would want to. You can. I'm not saying you can't do it or you can, but it is recommended that you do not put up too much personal information on LinkedIn. If you have a LinkedIn, this is a place to connect with professionals and other potential businesses that you choose to network with, and you don't want them to know too much of your personal life. Of course, they can find that by researching other social media platforms that you may be on. This is somewhere where you can show your talent, your skills, and network with people who are similar to your skill set, or maybe even people who lead the companies with which you are trying to get into. Twitter/X for real-time influence. This is from 2010 to 2018. And your fifth extra credit question, with the switchover of Twitter to X after Elon Musk purchased Twitter and switched it over to X, did you see either a rise in users or was there a decrease? So the question is, when Twitter switched over to X, was there an increase of users or a decrease of users? This is just Pinterest. If you don't know what Pinterest is a platform where you can share either recipes, how-to directions or manuals. You can show pictures of either crafts that have been made. It's really like a creative platform for those who want to teach others or share with others how to do do different types of um, I don't want to just say crafts and cooking because there's more than that. They can do DIY homemaking, other stuff like that. Snapchat, this is still used today. I'm not, you guys can be the judge of whether it's used frequently with the Gen X generation. Also, think about Gen Alpha. How much is Gen Alpha using this, as well as how much is Gen X using this? This one is just showing Snapchat for millennials. Which network is the right network? You have to think of advertising considerations, privacy considerations, where to engage, smart marketers, keep a close eye on demographic trends, go where your customers are or will be. So with thinking about that, if you were specifically targeting millennials, you wouldn't go, you wouldn't, maybe you would, but you would more gear your advertising and marketing towards maybe Instagram, or maybe if you see that in studies and trend graphing, you see that, oh, Instagram is where they're at, or Snapchat is where they're at. This takes a lot of work to research and study the different places where your customers will be at. Do couples or do the elderly elderly community, where do they go? Where do they usually tend to use? What social media are they on? So thinking about your demographics of a company you may potentially want to create, where would you find your customers? What social media network would they be on? That can be your final extra credit question. This is showing age demographics in 2015. So this has significantly changed. And then world map of social networks. When you're evaluating new social networks, the 8 questions you should ask yourselves: who are the current users? Because as marketers, you are trying to target a specific section of either um, a community, a section of the different age groups. Maybe you're choosing lifestyle trends. Then you want to ask who's likely to go there over time. Which network are they trying to look at? Yeah, are they still going to be looking at it like 2 years from now? And then are these people potential customers or influencers of customers? What kind of content do they like to share? How does this content get shared? Can you create this type of content? How much time and resources will it take to participate? And do you foresee a positive return on investment? These are all very important questions to ask yourself when you're evaluating a new social network to utilize. And this is the end of your Unit 7 lecture. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through email or pronto. Have a good evening, class.